G'day guys, Christian Black Flag Barbell Club. Today we're going to talk about your squat grip, how you hold the squat bar, and elbow pain, shoulder pain, how it can affect those things. Pretty common for people to complain about elbow issues or shoulder issues that relate from squatting. Sometimes it takes you a little bit of time to hunt out that it is the squat itself causing some of the issues. You usually feel, at least in what we see, you usually feel the pain first while benching, and you try and fix your bench technique and like tweak things, and it just doesn't really seem to help. And then we track it down once you come to us and you say, oh man, I'm starting to get this elbow pain when I bench. And we're like, alright, let's look at your squat. And people are like, I just told you it hurts when I bench, bro. They're like, yeah man, it's probably a squat. Anyway, let's look at, we've got a couple of different grip options. We've got a couple of things to speak about in terms of how you are positioning things with your back. Like, are you actually using your back to hold the bar in place rather than like just death gripping the shit out of it? But let's have a look. Alright, so squats. You've hunted down, tracked down the issue. You think that squats are causing your elbow pain, bicep pain, shoulder pain, blah blah blah. So what can we look at to fix it? Primarily, number one, we can, like as a sort of a band-aidy solution, you may stick with it long term, but as a band-aid solution in the very short term, we can look at your grip, okay? But we've basically got three grips that we work with. We've got the full grip, where you wrap your fingers over the top and your thumb under the bottom, okay? So you were deadlifting, okay? You've got your false grip, where the thumb also goes over the top. So fingers over the top, thumb also over the top, okay? So you've got nothing at the bottom, okay? And then we've got the, what I like to call monkey claw. I've heard it referred to as Talon grip, like you're like an eagle. But monkey claw, Talon grip, where you have your middle three fingers over the top and your pinky and thumb go over under the bottom, okay? Now, the reason that this one works, in my opinion, is because if you have this, it's really fucking awkward. You can't grab it with your hand and overuse this, which is very, very common with the elbow pain developing from squatting. So it lets you hold on to the bar without holding onto the bar, like overdoing it. So, full grip, fingers over, thumb under. False grip, fingers over, thumb over. Talon grip, monkey claw, three middle fingers over, pinky and thumb under. Okay, and you get a sweet, sweet callus on the inside of your pinky, like a real man. So, that's the grip side of things. The other thing that we primarily want to work on, so we use the grip change to help decrease your pain, alleviate symptoms, and you can use anti-inflammatories and stuff, whatever you need to, like ice, blah, 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 blah. While we work on the problem of, are you putting the bar in the right position, and are you correctly using your back to stabilize the bar rather than trying to do it from here, okay? So if we are doing a low bar squat, because very rarely do you run into issues with elbow pain with high bar squats, you just don't need as much mobility to do it, at least in the shoulders. Ankles, different story. So with a low bar squat, because we are inherently going to be more leant over, okay, we need our back to support the bar, okay? You've got this big hunk of man flesh or woman flesh to use, we want to use it, yeah? This, by comparison, is kind of toothpicky. This, big chunk of flesh. So, we want to have big chunk of flesh supporting the bar, okay? Now, the way that I will describe this to people who we are teaching for the first time, or who we are reteaching, if this problem crops up, we'll ask them, how are you keeping your back tight, and we'll watch them do it. A lot of the times, this is my first set of the day, so I'm not very flexible, so I'm going to go out a little bit. A lot of the times what we will see, you pop it in there, and we want to see people using their back, but we'll see a lot of like forearm, wrist, like you'll see a lot of hand getting in there, like they're trying to get tight with their arms rather than with their back. So if you're using your arms too much, then all of this stuff is going to be taking the load. If you are if you're putting the bar too low on your back, you're going to start having this sort of chock it in, which means that this is always under load. Yeah? So if I was to go really low, so this is about where I would normally sit. Yeah? If I chuck it in, like right under my rib delts, like it's just going to be absolutely demolishing. Like I can already feel my forearms, my wrists, everything. So if you put it way too low, you're putting your upper arm and everything in a position where it has to support the weight. So it's going to be under constant stress. Like if you do a set of 8, that's a long time to be just like wedged in against 200 kilos, 140 kilos, whatever it is you're squatting. So position-wise, we can play around with that. Make sure it's not too low. Make sure it's in a comfortable position where they can activate their back correctly. Now, when we talk about activating the back correctly, what I really want to see is that you are doing, and this is how I describe it. So we're going to do a like a reverse pec deck. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze my back together, so my shoulder blades squeeze. So I'm squeezing my back. And then I am doing a lat pull down with my back. I'm not holding the thing, I'm using my back to squeeze it all together. Okay? So, reverse pec deck, squeeze my back, and then I use lat pull down, pulling from my lats in. Okay? The key thing here is that you should feel your back doing the work. Yeah? Your arms are just keeping the bar in that little nook and cranny rear delt kind of thing. And that will be the final part of the positioning puzzle. You don't want to let this kind of roll out, so you want to kind of use a little bit of wrist action to just make sure it stays put. Okay? So instead of this is my position. Okay? Instead of letting it roll out as I get tired and loose, I'm going to use that wrist to just keep it there. So I'm keeping a little bit of forward pressure so that it's not resting on my wrist, my elbow, and putting it in a position where I'm supporting it with my arms rather than with my back. Okay? So, you got sore shoulder, elbow, bicep, whatever from squatting. What do you do? In the short term, you can change your grip to a less handsy one. Yeah, so full grip gives you the most ability to pull and reef on the bar with your arm. False grip gives you less ability to pull and reef with the arm, but it does give you, if you're one of those people who positions the bar too low, it gives you a really good chock. Like it might help the problem, it might exacerbate your positional issues because now you've got this stronger chock to push against the bar. It might not feel as bad. You're like, oh yeah, fixed it. No. Yeah, still got to look at the other stuff. Or you've got Talon grip, which is probably my favorite when someone comes with this issue, where you've taken away your ability to effectively use the hand as a wedge to chock things in. You have to fix the actual problem. Okay? So, Band-Aid with the grip. Okay? And then you look into, am I putting the bar in the right place? Am I going too low? Is it supported on the rear delts? Have I got that little shelf, or am I trying to put it way under because I want to, squat more because it's closer to my hips? So I'm willing to put up with the pain. Ah, cool, man. But like in competition, you have rules about how low you can put it anyway. But are you putting it too low? And am I using my back correctly to support the weight? Yeah, the back is really big, really muscular, really strong. Let that do the work. Yeah, don't make your arms do it. They're little guys. Let them do curls and skull crushes and bench. For the big squat weights, we want to use our back. Big hunk of flesh, supports the weight. Okay? Alright, any questions? Give us a bell, info@blackflagbarbell.com.au. You can find us on Facebook, Black Flag Barbell Club. You can find us on Instagram, Black Flag Barbell. Anything you want to see in a future video, if you don't understand something from this video, you've got a question, you think I fucked something up, let me know. See you next time.